Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, today's content, I'm going to be honest, it made me go, ooh, gave me the heebie-jeebies, and I'm pretty sure it's going to you as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below right when I read this article, and just from the article alone, you tell me what you think. FBI agrees to consider upgrading criminal background checks to prevent sale of guns to underage and out-of-state buyers. Great. What could go wrong there? The FBI is going to start messing around with the NICS system and the background check system through 4473s and cross-correlating data on individual citizens buying guns. I can't imagine anything that would go wrong. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I've got the article linked in the description box below, and I want to know what you guys think on this, and this is a good one to share because this is that backdoor stuff we're talking about. They couldn't do it legislatively like we've been talking about for 7 months on this channel. So they're going bureaucracy. That's what they've done. ATF, Department of Justice, now the FBI. Let's dive into it and let's see what they're actually getting into here. So, here's the first little snippet kind of setting it up. The FBI has agreed to consider modifying its criminal background check system after the Justice Department's Inspector General found the system did not cross-check the buyer's age with legal requirements in their home state, according to a report released on Thursday. Translation. Basically, if you're from Florida and the minimum age to own a gun is 21 in Florida, which, by the way, is unconstitutional, and it's going to be challenged, just saying, in the Fourth Circuit, that's last night's video. But then you buy a gun in Ohio where the legal limit is 18, they now want to cross-correlate back to Florida. How are they going to know you're living in Florida if you don't have the ID, if you moved? Like, more importantly, how do they even know where you live, what you... Like, there's so many questions and so many things that I don't like about this because now the federal government has a lot more say of interjurisdictional stuff on a Second Amendment right. Just saying. That was the first reaction I had. But now, here's the background, here's the actual law as it's written. Under federal law, customers are not allowed to buy firearms, specifically a rifle or a shotgun, in a jurisdiction that is different from the address listed on their identification unless the customer's age is legal in both the state of sale and where the person lives, according to the report. So basically, as long as you meet the criteria in both states, you could buy the gun in a neighboring state. I know many gun states and sales laws are different, but for this purpose, that's what they're referencing. They're stating the law differences between Ohio and Florida and some other states out there, but that's the case in point is Ohio and Florida. Basically, can you get this gun in Ohio and can you get it in Florida? You got to cross-correlate now 2 states to buy a gun rather than 1 once you're buying it in. All right? And here's the why. Remember, we're big on this. This is what actually started this process. The findings stem from an Office of Inspector General's audit that was launched in part after Colorado lawmakers asked the agency to probe the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, which is NICS, everyone goes through it, which is used by licensed federal firearm sellers and other retailers after an 18-year-old purchased a shotgun in Colorado even though she was a resident in Florida, which prohibits the sale of firearms to under age of 21. That's the setup I was just saying. So this came out of Colorado. I don't know what's going on in Colorado. I don't know if it's the new California. I don't know if everyone exported the crazy from California to Colorado. But everything far left right now is coming out of Colorado. And I don't know why. I mean, there's obviously the crazies from New York and California, like Los Angeles. But Colorado, if you're from Colorado, abort. All right. And this is what they actually said. This is the actual request from Colorado. To mitigate the risk of recurrence, we recommend the FBI strengthen controls over the sale of firearms to out-of-state purchasers by updating the NICS background check to verify age requirements of an out-of-state firearm purchaser in both the purchaser's state of residence and in the state of sale to ensure basic age eligibility, according to the report. Now, if you watched the video last night, you know where I'm leading on this. A federal court in the Fourth Circuit just decided that you cannot discriminate against 18, 19, and 20-year-olds on a constitutional right of above the age of 18 based on your own feelings and the science that they might be more prone to do something bad. You just simply can't do it. So you can't do it on any other right, so why could you do it on the Second Amendment? And that's what they're pointing to, again, coming out of Colorado. Colorado, they bought the gun at 18, but now they're saying it's a problem because Florida was 21, where this individual was from. So now they're trying to put the onus on not only the gun shop owner and the dealer, they also want the FBI to be involved in looking at both states, the point of sale and the place of residence. Not to mention, you don't even know if someone is in that residence anymore, or if they just haven't changed their ID. There's so many details there that are an infringement upon that right, but that's what they're going for, and that was the original intent of the request. All right. And this is the part that sucks. They actually agreed to it. The FBI agreed to consider making the modifications to the system. Great. We agree it is important to strengthen controls over the sale of firearms to out-of-state purchasers by updating the NICS background check to verify age requirements of an out-of-state firearm purchaser's state of residence and state of sale to ensure basic age eligibility. In that regard, we concur with your recommendation for the FBI. Thomas G. Seiler from the FBI's External Audit and Compliance Section wrote in response to the Inspector General's report. So basically, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's take more power and put it in the hands of the FBI. FBI. What could go wrong? I personally don't know. I can't think of anything that's gone wrong in the past 4 years with the FBI where they went beyond their scope and there were no consequences. Now you're putting it on a Second Amendment right where they already do background checks, but now you're going to go even deeper dive into the residences, the sale of the point of sale, how long until all the different places they've lived in the past. I mean, like, are you going to start regulating guns moving from, like, private property moving from one state to another state? Are you going to start to regulate interstate movement of firearms? A Second Amendment right? I wouldn't put it past them. And this is the part where SCOTUS is going to get involved. The Supreme Court is going to get involved in this because what this highlights, and this is the important part, what this highlights is there's so many different state and local legislation that basically says, hey, in Florida you have to be 21, but in Ohio you can be 18. In Georgia you can be 18 for a rifle or a shotgun, but only a handgun you have to be 21. And because it's a Second Amendment right given to us in the Bill of Rights, it's conflicting across the board, and now the FBI is having to even get even deeper between, again, state of residence versus point of sale. This is a contradiction of the actual Second Amendment. It does not say in certain states you can do this, you can do this. It's violating the Second Amendment. And that's why this Fourth Circuit case that we covered last night, watch that video, that's why this case is so important. And it's going to go all the way because there's so many conflicting laws on state boundaries that it's causing problems for the jurisdictions that are involved. And that's what I've got for you tonight, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Am I on the right path here? Should I have, like, my alarms going off? I think I should, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And until tomorrow, I'm Braden. See you later.